Hi, everyone. If you're just tuning in, I am here with the awesome Eden Hurlston, artist and activist. And on this show, we're going to be talking about Caribbean tree planting. It was Caribbean Tree Planting Week, and there's the awesome Caribbean Tree Planting Project and the philanthropic organization. So, lots to talk about. So, stay tuned. And we're going to watch a little video that was put together by a student. Yeah, that was awesome. I know. I'm still figuring out how to add sound effects. They're coming soon. They might be in your next interview.
Nice.
So I'm learning as I go. But if I kept waiting until I was ready and perfect, then you'd never see me. So
Exactly. You gotta make the mistakes and make the progress. And
exactly. And
just keep on
I'm
going.
hoping, yeah. I'm hoping because it's live stream, things happen, and so I'm less responsible.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen because it's live. Oh, especially the fact that we are opposite. That is interesting. What's happening here?
Yeah, I noticed that from before. Switched around somehow, but it's okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna go here, and then let me see. Well, unless you get to be, we just switched names for a moment there, so let's get the right names. Yeah, I'll figure that out. Look at that. How fun. I have no idea how that happened. But
people will figure it out.
Yeah, we will figure it out as we go. But yeah, so this week it was very exciting, Caribbean Tree Planting Week. And
it was amazing.
Yes. And obviously trees are amazing, and I think it was a really funny meme that one said, if only trees gave Wi-Fi, then maybe more people would plant trees.
Yeah, maybe we can figure that out.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out its other uses. No, but I just think it's
infinite uses is not enough.
No, or the fact that you need it to breathe, oxygen, and but Wi-Fi, that's what matters.
Yeah, we should be actively planting trees. And first of all, I want to just say I'm not officially like part of Caribbean Tree Planting Project, but they are the people that put on the Tree Planting Week, which I was very, very impressed with. So I signed up for the Zooms. I attended several of the meetings, and I'm just in awe of what they produced over this week. And my greatest hope is that Cayman is going to be ready to really be a part of this more so next year when it's the second one, because this was the first one ever. We are signed up to take part in it, and there wasn't any real public activity around it. But next year that's going to be different. And so I'm part of Amplify Cayman, and we are taking this on and pushing the initiative to plant trees to really address a number of sustainability goals, because they do. We're talking about all kinds of stuff from mental health to lung health and planet health, and providing jobs, providing food, and providing ecotourism, and making sure it keeps raining, making sure our floods get managed, just like it said in that video. Concepts so simple and so intrinsically valuable that children can understand it, right? We need trees to live, that they don't need us. And what we should be doing is stewarding them all around this planet.
I know, and I think it's important that we value the trees we have, in terms of, I don't know if you're familiar with the documentary Bright Spot that looks at the amount of coconut trees and coconuts that are just thrown away, whereas worldwide they are revered. And And I mean,
It's
it's a
actually the tropical tree of life, whereas like how
yeah.
the fig is the tree of life in the Middle East, and it's one considered, because more things can be made from it. So you're absolutely right.
There's actually a chef that and nutritionist that he actually only drinks coconut water because he believes that that is less processed than the water we get, because the water we get has to come through pipes or whatever it is to get here, whereas coconut water, like, here it is, and the only interaction that it's had with the human is now, and so that's how he lives, drinking coconut water.
Well, if you drink it
So
very young, it practically is water. So there's a stage
yeah,
of a coconut where what's inside there is barely coconut water. And then it goes through several different stages, each with a different use and different nutritional value and different acting on your digestion and everything. I mean, it's an incredible tree. And you're right. The
it is.
first step in any kind of reverence like this and any kind of stewardship, and I don't personally just drink coconut water though, just but to each their own. I respect that. But the first step in all of it is before planting trees is stop cutting them down for no good
It's
reason, right? So,
yeah,
and it's
it's
not just
understanding their
coconuts.
value.
Exactly, and their intrinsic value in a community and in an ecosystem is priceless. You can't replace it. You can't calculate it really. And it's really interesting. On Thursday or Friday, it was the amazing presentation from a professor in Suriname, and he talked about mangrove. It was all about mangroves and climate change and some of the amazing projects that they're doing in Suriname to plant back mangroves and restore their coastal shelter belt so that they don't just erode away into the sea, which is basically what's happening around the world. And he was talking about that mangroves are valuable when they're alive in their ecosystem, and then they're valuable when they're dead because they break down and they make those mud flaps and they go back into the nutrient cycle. And continually in Cayman, we've been clearing mangroves, chopping them up, putting them in the back of a truck and taking them to the dump, right? So that's what we do is not just clear the living part that houses herons and houses honeybees and does so many things to protect us and nurture us. And we actually interrupt the nutrient system at that point and then the nutrient cycle that's going on in the ecosystem. So it's a doubly devastating effect. If we cleared mangroves and then planted back buttonwoods, it would be a different thing. And if we left the organic matter there, it still wouldn't be acceptable. But we're actually doing 3 times the harm, because not only are we clearing the trees, we're taking the debris out of the nutrient cycle, and then we're putting them in a pile of trash where they don't, where they just languish. And so those type of things need to, just come to an end in this island. And really, Cayman is quite far behind. When I saw what was going on in Dominica, when I saw what was going on in Jamaica, we really need to catch up, and it's important that people know it. So I'm really glad Sustainable Cayman put out a challenge to plant a tree today. We're going to be planting one in the yard later on with Kathy Wilkes. She's just Kathy today. The MP for West Bay Central, but we've been friends for a long time. We're going to come over and do a tree planting in honor of the closing of Tree Planting Week. So we tried to organize a public one yesterday, and it just was one of those things where the universe didn't see fit to see it happen. But we're going to be doing more initiatives with the National Trust, and we reached out to Loud Silent Voices, who had an amazing ribbon cutting ceremony on their new facility yesterday. I was able to attend, and it was just a really awe-inspiring. And then, ironically, today's Zoom on Tree Planting Week was mental health and trees. And so we see how this bridges out into the community. And I'm so glad to see a community leader like Kathy get activated around it, see people in West Bay get activated around it, Sustainable Cayman activated around it, and to see someone like Jackie Neal and Loud Silent Voices seeing the value of adding a tree to their yard in the future there, and what that symbolizes and what it can bring and the value it has. And the National Trust, who is ready to get some trees planted up here in West Bay and around the island, and is doing so much in that preservation context, and as well as fostering this thought of let's plant some new trees as well for the future, because this is it's all you and I have talked about it a lot before. It's do the next good thing, you know what I mean? Love a little more, do the next good thing, and that's what we just keep on doing. Breathe, pray, love a little more, do the next good thing, and that's and this is what is logical in Cayman. We have 10,000 people on NAU. We should be paying people and getting funding, doing things, and being a part of this initiative. And to have people being paid to plant trees. We should be paying people to deal with the coral nurseries and work with Cayman eco divers and people like that who are trying to replenish our reefs and really take climate action on a hands-on level. So, and these are the type of initiatives that we need to be spending resources on. And I'm glad that it's coming more to the public forefront. And for me, this is Caribbean Tree Planting Week was a real eye opener. In Dominica, I got to have a conversation with one of the forestry agents over there. I was on the Zoom chat, and so I asked about. She was talking about how they have plant 1 million trees by 2023 is their initiative, and what that has led to is opening up 9 nurseries, I believe it is 8 or 9 nurseries. All around the island. So they're nursing trees in different regions, and then those get contracted out to be built. So it brought work to each community that was in. Then they hire people locally, many of whom can walk to their jobs. So that idea of in-district, like here it would be in-district nurseries and in-district job creation, where people could walk to their jobs or cycle to their jobs, right? And we cut back on traffic. We keep feeding multiple birds by one seed, by plant, right, exactly. Yeah. And so the really interesting thing was, Miriam, and she's talking about this stuff, she's talking about the support that's behind it, and she couldn't even really tell me the number of jobs that it created. It really was like working as a mini economic engine around their island. And then I asked her, how do you get any tips on getting this kind of political and community buy-in? Because that's that's kind of what we're lacking here, and what we've been lacking in our recent political history. I think that who's in now is more favorable to make these kind of moves and make these initiatives real on a political will basis. But the interesting thing was, she looked at me like I'm like she didn't exactly get what I was talking about, because. And what she said was, they have a tree planting day every single year where the entire country plants trees, families, everything. And whatever elected representative, it doesn't matter if it's opposition, if it's this party in favor, it doesn't matter. It's a non-political issue. It's a human issue. They go out and they do it. It's something you are a part of, and you're a part of doing as a part of your community. So
you don't do it every 4 years?
No, they don't do it every 4 years. Exactly. Right. And so we need to say, hey, this is, if we're going to really practice Caymankind, if we're really going to be serious about sustainability, part of it is sustainable livelihoods that are based on good things to do. And part of that is the environment, which has to come first, because no environment, no livelihoods, no people, nothing. And then you get the circular economy going, where once those trees are planted, people can keep bees around them, people can harvest from them, people can enjoy them and sit under their shade. They cool, they control our floods, and we get back to that idea of the infinite value that trees represent. And we're putting them in a dump for the last 40 years.
And I've even seen there's a documentary on the use of banana trees and making into fabric, because of the amount of waste that they produce as well. So there's a lot of innovation to be done. And I always find it interesting that, we're very lucky when it comes to hurricanes, but we're not lucky per se. We're blessed in a way because of our ecosystem. We're not praying away the hurricanes. We actually have reefs and mangroves, and our land structure, it provides so that it kind of is more favorable for us, and hurricanes are not so eager to come over here. But they've actually assigned monetary value to like reefs and mangroves. It's like billions of dollars that are saved because it prevents flooding, and it prevents a lot of damage when it comes to storms. So if we were to just even look at bottom line, the numbers do speak loudly.
Yeah, they're
So
worth more alive than cleared.
yeah,
Plain and simple.
yeah, absolutely.
It's true. And then you have the oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the intangible effects of when those floods devastate people's homes and people lose everything, and the mental stress that causes, and the insurance and this and that. You know what I mean? It's a runaway snowball at that point.
Definitely. It's all, we always only take advantage or realize what we have right until we don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, is really the switch is so simple, even though the everything around it, there's a lot of nuances and a lot of details to work out. But basically, we need to go from being a destructive culture to being a regenerative one, and that's for humans, and it's definitely in Cayman. We see it so up in our face because it's so small, and the effects here are so quickly felt. You know, look at how little rain we've had. In May, May is not supposed to be that dry, and this is you know, we have to realize that this is relatable to us cutting trees at too rapid a pace, and we got to change that. We need to be regenerative, so not just sustainable, because we don't want to just sustain where we're at this point. So we can't say, okay, we like what we're doing and we're going to sustain that, but we actually need to be actively making it our national business to regenerate and replenish and restore and steward Cayman's ecosystems and environment. And in turn, we will be able to take care of our people, and we will be able to provide meaningful livelihoods, and that will make for a circular economy. We just have to go about it. It's the task at hand.
Oh, goodness.
What's going on?
I think everything that you're saying is awesome. I agree with it 100%. And as usual, you are a man of action, and you'll be showing us later the tree you'll be planting. And I really encourage everyone, if you, pardon?
No, go for it. Just thinking about yesterday.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. But we wanted to share some photos as well that you had sent us. So let me see if I can figure out how to do that. Let's see.
You can, if you want to bring up the graphics first, you can, and we can, since we were just talking about that stuff, but whatever you want to do, we can just talk about them.
Oh, sure. Oh, sorry. What were you saying? Sorry.
If you want to bring up the graphical ones first, like that, or if you want to bring up the pictures first, whatever you want to do, it's fine.
I'm just trying to.
I've got to head out fairly soon, though.
Okay. It wants to go in Photoshop. So let's. Let me know if you can see it, because I'm having.
No, I just see your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. So if you have to go, what I can do then is we can wrap it up for now, and I'll put it together in a video format in order, so that way we can play it in the next interview. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah. That way we don't rush through it.
This is an ongoing thing. A lot of stuff that I had put out earlier this week, I didn't get to address or make videos of, so I'm going to be doing that, and we're going to keep on pushing this thing and planting trees. So
that's awesome, and that's the cool thing about Cayman Life TV is that because of our TV channel, that stuff keeps going, and we'll have you going the whole year through. So
yes, thank you so much for positive media. Solutions-based media, positive media, and bringing some light and good news. And I love the coverage of Art Week, and I love what you're doing and what you all are about. It's awesome.
Great.
So thanks for providing the media.
Yes. So we'll just close off with one trivia question, just to see. Yeah.
I might not know.
You're sharp enough. I had 3 for you, but I'll be easy.
Sure.
So the first